All right, here is a beautiful 2-5-1 lick from Kenny Burrell. He's doing this over the tune There Will Never Be Another You when it does the 2-5-1 to A flat major. He starts out with a couple of single notes and then he does some really beautiful chord voicings over the 5 chord. And this lick is a great example of how you can play chord voicings that work over the 2 chord. You can use them over the 5 chord to get a suspended sound. So we'll talk about that when we get to that part of the line. But at the beginning part, we have our 2 chord, our B flat minor 7, and he just does 3 single notes over this. He does D flat, which is our flatted 3rd, and then he does A flat to F, which is our flatted 7th and our 5th. So I'm starting with my pointer finger on D flat, then pinky does A flat, and then pointer does F, and it starts on the and of 1. So it's 1, 2. Okay. So now what happens next is really cool, very colorful sounding, the voicings that he's using. So if we look at the first couple chords that he does a B flat minor 9, right? And then he just does a single note, B flat, and then he does a B flat minor 11. But notice he's doing this over the E flat 7 chord. So you could still do the chords that would normally work over the 2 chord. You can use them over the 5 chord as well, and it creates a suspended sound. So if we looked at these 2 voicings, this first one, if we looked at it against E flat, that's like an E flat 13 sus, right? Really nice sound. And then this chord up here, this B flat minor 11, that also has like an E flat. That's kind of a hard one to get with the E flat, but you can kind of get it. But notice once again, it has that suspended sound, and it's typical for a lot of people to do that when they're playing over a 2-5-1 and they're doing some chord stuff. They might still think the 2 chord even when they get to the 5, and then at a certain point they'll play a voicing that brings it down to the dominant 7 sound, whether it's just straight dominant or if you want to alter it. In this case, he alters it. He does a really great 13 sharp 9 voicing, which we'll get to. But up to there so far we have this 3, 4, 1. Okay, so like I said, he was just thinking B flat Dorian chords over that entire part, over the beginning part of the 5 chord. Then right here he hits this great voicing, this E flat 13 sharp 9. Great chord. So just going up from the 4th string up, it's G, D flat, F sharp, C. And the fret wise, it's 5, 6, 7, 8. So you just go up a finger each fret. So this is, if you know the Jimi Hendrix chord, like if you think of it in the key of E flat 7 sharp 9, it's just that chord, but you just take out the bottom note and you just play the top 3 notes and then you add the 13 on top. So this is a chord that's out of the half whole diminished scale because it has the natural 13. But that chord really just ties that whole little set of chord movements together just perfectly, right? Just so nice. And I love the density of that chord, right? Having the sharp 9 and the 13. Great sound. So up to there we have this. Okay, and only one more chord when we resolve to the 1, but just to quickly review what we just talked about, he is playing B flat Dorian voicings for the first half of the 5 chord. When we get to E flat 7, he still plays B flat minor 9, and then B flat minor 11, and then at the end, he goes down to that E flat 13 sharp 9, which creates that sound of it, going down to the 5 chord. So basically suspends it with these 2 chords, and then makes it an altered sound for that last voicing, which is so beautiful. And then this last chord is interesting because we have a little bit of dissonance within the chord. We have an A flat major 7, but we have this inversion where we have the 7 on the bottom. So the fingering, it's middle finger on G, ring finger on C, pointer finger on E flat, and then bar it so you can also get the pointer finger on A flat. Now this is interesting because that G to A flat, it's a minor 9th interval, which is typically considered to be the most dissonant sounding interval in music. At least that's what I've heard. Maybe there's another one. But so it's interesting because at first he hits this voice and he hits all 4 notes. And then he just leaves out the 1st string and he does the 4th string to the 2nd string 3 times. So, and then he does all 4 notes one more time and cuts it off. And I'm just doing all downstrokes for that. So a really great sound. So between the chord voicings now, up to the resolution to the one chord, we have this. Right, just such beautiful voice leading within those chords. So the entire line would be this. 3, 4, 1. All right, again. 3, 4, 1. All right, one more time. 3, 4, 1. All right, so a really beautiful little chord lick for a 2-5-1, and like we talked about, it gives you a good example of how you can still use voicings for the 2 chord over the 5 chord to create a suspended sound over the 5. So a lot of great stuff in this, and that great voicing out of the diminished scale, that 13 sharp 9. So yeah, that is it. That's our lick for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And as always, if you would like to donate and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeAudetteMusic or paypal.me/MikeAudetteMusic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next episode. Take care.